Hello everybody, it's been a minute. What have I been up to recently? We'll go ahead and divide this video into 3 parts. We'll start off with something drum related. Full disclosure, this video is not too drum heavy. I'll show you guys something that's I think is pretty interesting. It's a little behind the scenes. I tend to record a lot of covers when I'm not playing live or rehearsing with other people. And this is just the process. Hey guys, I made it to the practice room. So I'll be recording. So here is me setting up my cymbals and the way that I like to record it in here. I usually make sure the drums are well tuned. I set up my camera and I also make sure all the mics are working. And that's pretty much the routine for recording covers. I usually do a couple takes of whatever song I'm working on for that day. And then that becomes content for whatever kind of music I'm currently listening to. And it's fun. It's fun. Not only do I get to play songs that I like, it also introduces new challenges every time I go learn a new song. There's different grooves or patterns that I might not be used to, and it's good practice in itself. Aside from actually practicing, I call this like my dessert after a session, and I just record things that I am currently listening to. Okay, so now a recap of last month. I finally visited the LA Public Library, the Central Public Library, which is in downtown. I've been meaning to check this place out for a while, not only because I like libraries, but I heard that this one has really great architecture and a bunch of resources. I took some time just to walk around and just enjoyed a lot of cool views and scenery and just appreciating the overall architecture. There is a lot of Art Deco, and that's just the name of the style of architecture. And it's very well known in many like iconic buildings. Empire State's Art Deco for reference. And so is Griffith Observatory. You'll get to see a little bit of that later. And yeah, it was just cool just walking around seeing all this cool stuff that this library has. It's also seems so far to be the biggest library that I've been to in LA. So the main reason why I visited is because there is this lab called Octavia Lab that offers a bunch of free resources for creatives in like the digital / photography podcast kind of realm. And there's rooms you can book to record stuff or take photos or whatever you're into. If you're more interested in that, go check out Octavia Lab. Anywho, I made an appointment to do a photo shoot to get new headshots in general for the professional world, and yeah, just new profile pictures. I thought it'd be cool to experiment using professional lighting and backdrop and just start seeing how I do with my photography skills, which has been a minute. You can see me here playing around with different poses, trying to get different shots and different angles. I forgot to bring my wireless remote, so I had to unfortunately be hopping in and out of where I'm supposed to be in the photo and then pressing the button every time for the shutter to go off. I learned my mistake and I booked a second appointment. I'm a little embarrassed to say that, but the first time around, the photos didn't turn out well. And I learned from my mistakes. I also brought my wireless remote the second time, and I brought a different set of outfits too, because I wanted to try out some different poses and whatnot. And the second appointment I feel happier with the second appointment. It's always good to make sure that you get the results that you want, and I'm not exactly sure how well my photography skills are after this, but you know, practice makes perfect, and I wanted to take advantage of a free resource. So there's that little trek to the library. I will do a quick interlude of coffee shops that I've been to recently. The first one is called Archives of Us. This one is near downtown. Really good coffee, by the way. The way they serve coffee to you was very well presented. I also checked out Boulangi. That one's near Fairfax and further central LA. Ah, man, I totally spaced out. I don't remember what coffee shop this is. Miracle Mile, I think, is the location. But they had salmon bagels, which is really cool. And I had a good matcha there. I'll put the name of the shop here since I forgot it. Okay, so we have reached the third part of this whole vlog or video episode, which comes at a good time because I forgot to give you guys this episode's quote, and I'm about to choose it right now. This one's cool. Tomorrow never comes because when it gets here, it's today. Let's put that into perspective for what my current endeavor has been these past few months. So surprise, surprise. I discovered I like running. I'm not original, saying that, but there's a reason why a lot of people do it. During my sports phase, when I moved out here, I noticed a lot of run clubs happen pretty much every day of the week. And I was always interested in seeing what that's about. So I would say around November of last year, I tried out my first run club. And that one was in Glendale. And first off, I've never done any type of running or cross country ever in my life. But in terms of endurance sports, I did do swimming all throughout high school. So even though they're different in some ways, they're very similar in others. And I really liked how it made me feel. I guess that's probably like dopamine and endorphins. You can look up the science behind it. I'm not going to explain that here, but I really did enjoy going to that club. I was super out of shape. I was super out of shape in terms of cardio. So I just started building up resistance, and I did that by just joining different run clubs. The first few run clubs, plural, are not documented because I didn't start vlogging yet, but there were a couple that I started, which were about 5Ks, whatever, 3 miles, 4 miles to start with. And that to me felt like marathons. But I started to gradually progress, and I have some videos here of the ones I've recently been to. This was me running on a track, trying to run consistently for a 5K. I felt like running by myself was easier, so I wasn't feeling too far behind if people were running faster than me or whatever. But run clubs are usually pretty laid back. Everyone waits for each other and whatnot. I just wanted to get in the swing of things with a better pace, feel more comfortable around people who regularly run. That's me on a track in Burbank. I also earlier this year found a club called Wolfpack Runners. Those guys are really cool. They usually meet up in Studio City, and then on the weekends they tend to do a meetup in a different location. So this one was in Studio City, and we did a relay that took us on the B line of the LA Metro all the way to NoHo, or North Hollywood, and we essentially ran that whole thing back. That was a really fun day because I got to ride the train. There isn't a lot of great connections, like stops for trains out here, but this reminded me of when I was in New York, and I really like the public transportation out there.
Vegetation is quite beautiful, and then you come out on Los Feliz Boulevard, make a sharp left on Los Feliz Boulevard, run on the left hand side all the way to Vermont, up Vermont to Franklin's.
Here's another run club. This was on a weekend. Yes, it was early in the morning, and I don't know why I did that, but it was worth it though. This one's Los Feliz Run Club. We met at Griffith Park, and we ran all the way through a trail that took us to the Observatory, and then we ran some more and just basically covered that side of the mountain, I guess, if you want to call it. And that was really cool because you got some nice views. And that was also my first time trail running, which is different from just running on regular flat pavement. So that was quite a challenge. There's another club. This was on a weekend night, I believe. This club's called Labyrinth Running, I think. I'll put it here if I made an error. They also met in Griffith Observatory, but we took a different route that basically went all the way behind Griffith Observatory. And I didn't realize how far of a trek we were going to be running, but nonetheless, we got a really cool view of LA, and I felt fantastic after that. So yeah, and exploring different areas again. I just found out that this is just a really cool way of exploring LA in ways that I might have not otherwise have known. So that's why I'm doing this. Another weekend morning. They're not super early. They're like 8, 7 a.m. call times. And this one's in Venice. There's a Venice Run Club is well known out here. And I've done that before when I first started running. It's just a little bit out of my way, but because this is a weekend, I was able to drive. It was easier getting there driving in the morning. So this club is called Suavecito Run Club, and they meet at this coffee shop called Paisita. I believe they meet in different areas at times, but this is where we met when I went. And yeah, we just had a nice run across the beach in Venice, and that was really cool. Here we are a third time in Griffith Park. The reason why I bring this one up is because I believe it rained like a few days before I went to this event, and we got up to this platform where we got to see a really good view of downtown and the rest of LA. But the sky was so clear that you can even see the coast at that very edge right there. And I thought that was really cool because it gave you like a panoramic view of Los Angeles, and I thought that was cool. So I'm definitely planning on running more of those on the weekends and just running in general. Am I going to be running anything long distance in the future, like a half marathon or marathon? The answer is still a maybe, just because the whole running interest is more for the physical and mental benefits that it gives me. But also, I don't know. It's still a maybe. I didn't say no, but we'll see. We'll see in the future what that looks like. But yeah, guys, that was it for today. I wanted to show you my updates and what I've been up to this past month or so. I hope you guys have a good day and stay tuned for the next one.